Hello, fellow Redhill Reading Challengers. I'm Mr. Dimmock, and today we're going to be reading Chapter 8 of the Nowhere Emporium, a new project. Edinburgh, January 1883. The carriage pulled up outside a row of townhouses, wheels skidding on the snow-packed street. Steam rose from two slick black horses as the coachman leapt from his seat and opened the carriage door. A pair of passengers stepped down onto the frozen ground. First was Vindictus Sharp. His striking blue eyes and neat silver hair and goatee flashed in the light of the snow-white city as he glanced around the familiar skyline running up the slope of the old town to Edinburgh Castle. Close on Sharp's heels was a young man, perhaps 15 years of age. He was short and slight, dressed in a dusty grey pinstripe suit, messy waves of hair falling over a face halfway to becoming handsome. Vindictus Sharp paid the coachman without tipping him, and led his young companion up a slippery stone staircase. He rapped 3 times on the townhouse door with the silver handle of his cane. The door opened almost immediately. "How may I help you?" said the butler of the house. "We are here to see Miss Birdie Sanford," said Sharp. "She is not expecting us, but I am sure she will not turn down the opportunity to catch up with an old friend." The butler looked at the pair for a moment. "Who should I say is calling?" "Vindictus Sharp. He will recognize the name. We shared a stage together for a while." The butler nodded. "Very well. Please wait here." The door closed. A light flurry of snow began to fall. Man and boy stood in silence. A few minutes later, the door was opened by a tiny old woman with a beehive of silver hair. Her eyes, magnified by thick lenses, looked Sharp up and down. "Vindictus Sharp? What has it been? 20 years? My God, you haven't aged a day." Sharp bowed his head. "And neither of you, Birdie." "I thought you were a better liar than that," she said with a dismissive wave. "Come in, out of the snow." They followed her into the house, which was spacious and grand and smelled of flowery perfume. She led them to a large sitting room on the second floor where the butler was waiting. He poured a brandy for Birdie, a whisky for Sharp, a cup of hot tea for the young man, and then left the room, closing the doors. Birdie sipped from her glass, sucking air through her teeth as the liquor burned her throat. "I will spare you the usual pleasantries," she said. "I know you find them as tiresome as I do. We will come straight to the point. I assume you have resurfaced after these many years because you have a business proposition." Sharp leaned forward in his chair. He sipped from his glass. "I do indeed." And that's the end of today's extract from Chapter 8. I hope you enjoyed it, and please carry on reading. It's so great that you've made it this far through the novel. Keep going, and I hope you enjoy the stories to come.